Hi everybody, Clayton Smith here. I have in my hands RBC's latest real estate update, which popped into my email here this morning. A number of interesting points in there. Basically says that the Canadian real estate market is heading for the toilet, and we are heading into the abyss. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad, but when you see some of the percentage numbers, a person could easily think that. Some of the notes that I see here, I've just got a few notes highlighted from the report that I printed out. Real estate market in Canada shows persistent weak activity and price declines. Home buyers across Canada are clearly on the defensive. Home resales have plummeted by at least 45% in Vancouver, Toronto, and surrounding regions, and price drops have also been noticed in those markets, more than 15% in some cases. Now, some of this information is seasonal, but they have made some seasonal adjustments in here too. Traditionally in Canada, we see a lot of price declines in the winter months, especially when you get into the prairies. So Edmonton, Calgary, Regina, Saskatoon, the Saskatchewan markets, and Winnipeg were not in the report here, but you tend to see decreased markets in the wintertime. Next here they mentioned Toronto, which is inching closer to a cyclical bottom. Real estate resale activity is the quietest it's been in 14 years, excluding the lockdown period. Home resales fell 1% month over month in January. Affordability remains excessively stretched for most buyers, and in the face of higher interest rates, we expect buyers to continue looking for more affordable options. So the interest rate story is something that has really been driving the markets here in the last year, something like 4 or 5%. Close to it. It is enough to hurt a lot of people anyways that are in floating rate products. Don't know anybody that's in that situation. Montreal, correction isn't letting up yet. January resales were the softest since 2009, falling an estimated 11% from December on a seasonally adjusted basis. The sharp deterioration in affordability over the last 12 to 18 months also keeps buyers on edge. A weakening economy may also be on their mind. All right, moving on to the Vancouver area. I was just in Vancouver here a couple weeks ago and had an interesting chat with a Uber driver, which I'll talk a little more about in another video. But for Vancouver, in this report here, prices have been on a 10-month declining streak as resale activity nears its lowest point since the global financial crisis, excluding the lockdown period. Resale slumped 7% month over month on a seasonally adjusted basis, adding up to a 55% slide over the past year. Single detached homes in Vancouver, which is the least affordable option, are most at risk of losing further value in the period ahead. And it says here we expect condo prices to be supported by relatively stronger demand. It says here Calgary is in store for a soft landing. Calgary still stands out as the tightest market in Western Canada at this juncture, and we estimate home resales fell for 11 straight months, with January being down 8% month over month. Higher interest rates also squeeze the buyer's budget hard, which is sustaining downward pressure on property values despite low inventories. It says here Calgary remains among the few exceptions where the number of properties sold is still solid. Home buyers across Canada are clearly on the defensive, it says in the report here. Concludes by saying the correction appears to be broadly easing. Monthly rates of decline for home resales and prices have slowed in Ontario, including Toronto, and in British Columbia, including Vancouver, and elsewhere in recent months. This development, along with our expectation that the Bank of Canada has completed its rate hike campaign, point toward a cyclical bottom around spring or summer. We expect the massive increase in interest rates will continue to hold back activity and compress purchasing budgets for some time. So I'll link to that report. This is the RBC housing update. And so interesting read in here and read through it and let me know what your thoughts are. Anyhow, I'll leave it there. You all take care and bye for now.